Esther's Reboot Challenge, Day 17, page 80. In fact, at the moment I am preparing to recruit IT professionals to work for my company. The team will be set up by this summer. I am also planning to change communication tools and adopt the latest marketing tools. The most urgent priority for now, however, is to integrate digital into my brain. And the biggest challenge is how to digitize the current online education site. Several times a day, I keep building and destroying something new in my head. I imagine how my company will be transformed by bringing in artificial intelligence to the company one day, Internet of Things the next day, and sometimes by bringing in everything that I can think of. All at the same time. During this process, I went so far as to come up with the previously mentioned idea of AI MK Kim coach. Now that I have imagined myself transforming from analog motivational speaker MK Kim to an AI MK Kim robot, I can say that I have accomplished my own transformation, albeit only in my head. I'm only at the practice stage at the moment, but there is something that is clearly different from the past. My view on data. My company frequently hosts small and large events for customers, and each time that there is an event, I ask my staff about the event's landing page. I ask them what outcome we want the event to have. In the past, I used Google Forms because of their convenience. Unfortunately, that meant that all data remained on Google. My company did not retain any useful data, but if I can get my customers to join my website or become my followers on social media, information about them will become my own big data. Data is the most expensive and valuable tool in the digital world. If I have data, I can further segment the needs of my students, subscribers, and customers and provide them in a personalized way. In the past, in order to understand which services to provide to students, I had to hold 2 or more hour meetings with student representatives and my employees. Since bringing in many people for meeting was not so easy, I could have those meetings only when I needed to make important decisions. Therefore, all I could do most days was read the comments and reviews that students made on my social media channels, including my blog. I was completely analog. But once I started using the big data of my customers, a completely new world opened up for me. If I collect and organize it well, big data can be a virtual entity with which I can ultimately have a conversation about my business. I can ask big data what my customers truly want, and I can provide services that are personalized for individual customers. It is something I had never thought of when I was living in an analog world. But now that I have changed my mindset and perceive myself as being a digital producer, data about each and every customer has become precious to me. User data owned by companies like Google and Facebook can directly translate into their stock prices. This means the data is the determinant of a company's valuation. As data producers, it is imperative for us to think about how to collect big data from customers, process it smartly, and apply it to our business. Not a single event for customers should go to waste by handling it carelessly. Data transformation is not restricted to large companies. A small company of 20 employees like mine can do it, and everybody can and should also do it as individuals. What change would the digital technology bring to you if you made it a part of yourself? If you own a small restaurant, you should think about which digital technologies you can bring into your business. Imagine the possibilities. Can you use smartphones to take orders? Can you use a chatbot to deal with reservations? What should you do to get big data on customer reviews? Wouldn't it be nice if you can have an AI assistant take calls from your customers instead of having to stop a real person and pay them? If you are a freelance writer, you need to practice transforming yourself into a one-person digital company. Ask yourself, what should I do to connect myself digitally to the world as a writer? Should I post my latest writings on platforms like Medium? Should I launch a website or blog with WordPress and create a subscription service or an AdSense-based revenue-generating business model? What if I open an Instagram account and post to one good quote each day? What technology do I need to learn to make this comprehensive transformation a reality? Should I learn the computer programming language Python and do data crawling to find out which stories people like to hear these days? This is one example of how you can continually try to integrate digital technology into your business. The second formula, digital transformation, is the essential requirement for you to make the most out of the first formula on tech. No matter how seriously you are willing to connect your skills with digital, you cannot take advantage of the infinite possibilities of digital technology unless you take your first step into the digital world. You can start by putting one dot in the digital world, instead trying to start with the big picture. Then you can take further steps to learn and master social media skills, websites, and apps that you can use to your advantage. Digital transformation is not something that you need to understand in an abstract. It is something that you need to experience personally. Just understanding it is not enough to survive in the post-coronavirus world. If I may compare it to immigrating to another country, you can survive and even become successful in that country only when you learn its language and culture. The first thing that you need to do is debut your name in the digital world. Then you can gradually begin using the digital technology that is most useful for you. I hope that digital transformation will become your weapon for life in the new world. Thank you.